What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm super excited because we get to actually start doing things to this truck again. We've had parts piling up, we've been busy. I'm sorry, things have been crazy, but we're finally getting into it again. First thing we're doing today, these guys right here. These, if you don't know, are 4th gen conversion mirrors for the 3rd gen trucks built by Boost Auto. If you don't know who Boost Auto is, or if you've been under a rock, you need to look them up. I'm gonna put a link in the description below so you can go check them out. Go through their website. They make mirrors for almost everything. But these are their 4th gen conversion mirrors for the 3rd gen trucks. And they have a lot of options. There's a lot of different ways you can build these things. And I want to go over that with you on these because these are actually really special. So first of all, I went through and did the color matching. I tore them down, painted them. I'm not done, but they're ready to go on the truck. So to break down these mirrors, the first thing I did, obviously we went with a chrome bucket instead of a painted bucket or a normal natural black bucket. I want to start adding chrome back on this thing in little bits and pieces, and this is where we're going to start. So we did that. We added the chrome here. You have options on the glass. Your main glass is going to be heated. The blind spot section is an option to get that heated or not. These ones are heated. Next thing we did, because the 4th gen mirrors have the marker light on them, we opted to go with the switchback mirror, or the switchback light. Now this is one thing you should look at the website because they have a lot of different options as far as your marker is concerned. If it's going to be marker, it's going to be turn signal, if it's going to be switchback, the options, there's options, check them out. So we did that. And the other huge option that we put on these mirrors, they have a power folding option. So these trucks have never had power folding mirrors factory, and Boost Auto has found a way to add power folding mirrors to these trucks without adding any accessory switches, cutting holes in the dash, nothing like that. You get everything to install it, the modules, all the wiring, everything's there. And I'm going to show you how it works later on once you get them installed. But it is by far the coolest thing I have seen in a long time because, as you know, I've said it before, these trucks they didn't have a lot of options. What they send you, this guy right here, this is the first bag. This one is going to have your modules for the power folding. Like I said, they're going to give you all the wiring necessary to wire in both mirrors. Inline fuses. And the next one. And some fun stuff. Over here we have the wiring harnesses for the switchbacks. Because again, the 3rd gen trucks do not have any kind of marker up here. They don't have markers. The blind spot's different. And that's about it. They're kind of boring. So this is going to be a great upgrade. What we're going to do tonight, this is, you're going to see it all in this video, okay? But tonight, my main focus is going to be to get these things mounted up so that I can come back and just wire them in. So our first step in any of this, we're gonna get this door panel off so we can get these mirrors off. The biggest thing I can tell you, I mean, this isn't huge, okay? Roll your windows down, because when you get all the switches off, and God be told, these things don't always cooperate with you. I don't like to take them out of the doors if I don't have to plug the mirror or plug the windows back in or roll them down so you can actually work through the window. Just roll the window down. Okay, these door panels come off pretty easy. So what you're gonna need a 10mm to take this off. That's this guy right here. Take that right in here. You're gonna see a bolt. Next, Phillips screwdriver. One here. One here. And last, you got 2 more Phillips screws down here. Here, if you can see this, And look back here. You're gonna see those. After you have all the 4 screws out and the 1 bolt for the handle, you just lift. So after you get it pulled up, show you the hooks here, I like to go ahead and hook the bottom again, and then you can come over here, and they're kind of tricky, but you can unplug your door switch, and then you just take the door panel out of your way. Yeah, that's kind of done. So once you get to this point, pretty simple. 3 10s, if you can see that here, here and here, they're pretty obvious. And then right in here you have your main plug for the mirror. Unplug that, pull it out, done. Get these 10s out of here. If you're by yourself, leave this top one just on a little bit so you don't drop the old mirror. That's a big no-no. Boom, easy as that. Now your new mirror is going to go in just like the old mirror came out. There's a little more wiring to deal with on these Boost Auto mirrors, depending on your options, but that's no big deal. Just make sure that doesn't come off. Make sure that everything gets poked through the hole and move on forward. So they do have, if you can see this, the connector's got clips on it. There's 2 little clips there. That snaps in the door and can hold the mirror, but should you trust it? I'll leave that up to you. I won't. So first thing I'll do, get the wires through the hole, get your top bolt on so you can have a little bit of safety. But again, work through the door the best you can, make it work. Okay, what I will say, when you're tightening these down, you don't have to He-Man them down. Be mindful, don't over tighten them, don't break them. They need to be tight, not too tight. Don't leave them loose. I don't know how to explain it, okay? Just don't break them. But now that we have it on, we can get our first impression on it. They're dirty. They need clean. The whole truck needs clean. But, hear me out. I think it's a good change. I'm actually really happy with the way these came out and the way these look. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Did we make the right choice? I personally think we did. With these mirrors, let me put this out there. I absolutely will not run them this way. I know I've had these up for a long time. Will not. 1, it's too much chrome, and 2, it's unnecessary. Because before, with the old mirrors over there, with a blind spot, you see it down in the corner there? That's where I wanted that blind spot so I can see what's going on down there, because this truck is actually kind of tall. So this one, I don't need that. I don't need all that room. Hey, look at that. Where's this? Because when they're down, you have all of this. So I'm gonna leave them down. I like them better down, to be honest with you. But like I said, It helps having them up. Two things to note. I like notes, okay? If you notice down here, I'm gonna put this out there right now. So these covers right here, I have them. They're here. They send these mirrors, they're complete. Like that part's there. I left them off because I am not done. I am actually gonna be adding puddle lights, which aren't an option with these mirrors, but I'm going to add them, and I'll show you guys how to do that when that happens. But for that reason, I didn't put the covers back in there because I would have to get them back out, and I don't want to take a chance on damaging anything. So we didn't do that, and I don't know if the video is going to pick it up at all, but like I said, there's stuff to do still. I still want to do some, I want to wet sand these, and I want to buff them out because there's a little bit of orange peel, and there's a couple little imperfections. And trust me, or truthfully, I'm no professional, and you'll have that when you don't have a paint booth. So I'm gonna try to fix those. So I'm gonna put you guys down for a minute, and I'm gonna get that other side on there, and then we can move on from there. Since I started this project after work, like I said, you're gonna see it all, but I'm running out of daylight. So wiring them in, it's gonna be a different day for me, but just a couple minutes for you. Wiring. Now we need to get into the wiring on these things. And you'd think wiring wireless modules or power folding modules and the lights, and that's going to be real time consuming, but I think you're going to be really surprised how easy this is. I'm going to start wiring the folding modules in, power folding modules. That one's going to be super duper quick. You don't have to run a lot of wiring. So the way this works, they send you everything you need, wiring harnesses, they send you the modules, which they should. The wiring harnesses and everything you need come in these really nice bags. If you have any doubt, they're labeled left, right. So that part they made real easy. The modules themselves, driver side's got 2, passenger side's got 1. So out of that left hand bag, you're gonna see this harness with the spade connectors in it. We're gonna start with that one. This part's crucial. So you take this long connector, and these 2 bottom pins right here, on mine, it's this black and pinkish wire, pink and yellow, but the placement is the important part. You want those 2 wires. And then once you have those 2 wires, this is the part that a lot of people are against, me included, to be completely honest with you, but we're gonna do it anyways. They supply these wire T-taps, which would save us a lot of time. You're gonna take that black wire and that pink and yellow, which on mine, make sure that's the same on yours, and you're just gonna install these wire taps. They're super simple. You just kind of fold them over on the wire like so, and then this guy will snap on there. That blue piece will snap on there. Boom, there's a blue one. Your other T-tap's gonna go on the black wire. Just like so. Now this part's gonna get a little funny and we're gonna clean it up later, because this module we're actually going to mount to the door panel itself. But for now, I just want to plug everything in. You're gonna take your harness, you're gonna take your 2 wires here, black to black. This red is gonna go to that pink wire that we tapped. So after you get your T-taps in, you're gonna take that secondary harness, 2 white connectors, 1 black connector. You're gonna take the mirror harness and you're gonna plug both these white connectors in. One there. One there. This black connector is then gonna go into your module. Remember, driver's side has 2 plugs. That goes there. And then the black connector that looks like this from your door harness goes in this module. This passenger door is a lot of the same, but way more simple. So this white connector with the yellow top, right? You're gonna have these 2 wires right here, pink and black. Again, the middle 2 wires, if your colors are different, just go off of the location. The middle 2 wires. So in the kit, they send you 2 different T-taps. They send you these purple and these blue ones. The blue ones are for the bigger wiring, the purples are for the smaller wiring. So I'm gonna use these on this connector. And just like before, the T-taps are super simple. You take them, you kind of put them on the wire, fold them over, making sure that the wire is in the groove of the T-tap. And then you take your pliers and you smush them. Just like that. The crucial part here is to make sure, it's not going to focus, but make sure that the wire is in the groove of the T-tap. Oh, it won't focus, but believe me, there's a groove, the wire goes in the groove. This harness being even easier than the last harness, you're going to take your connector here, your little blue one, plug it into the mirror. Okay, we don't use the orange ones. These, black to black. Red to pink in my case. Again, just make sure you're going off location. Black to black, pretty simple. Last thing, plug the harness into the module. I have 1 plug on the module, so that's pretty simple. And that's done. So now the last thing we need to do is wire in these switchback lights. They give you the harnesses for that. That's what these blue and orange wires are for. That one here, they're gonna give you a lot of wire and you're gonna need it. So that's gonna be this plug right in here. One closest to the mirror. That's gonna plug in here. Eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in because everything I do is gonna base off the fact that it's gonna plug into the mirror. So we're gonna leave that plugged in. Running the wires through the door is not that difficult, but it can be a pain. So I pull this back a little bit. And what you're gonna end up doing, because you're gonna do it right, is you're gonna pull this accordion out. Push it in. You'll be able to rotate it and then pull that out. This side, to get behind it with the tool, and you pull it back. Okay, that's going to expose the connector. Once you fight with this thing, get it pulled back, you don't have to unplug it. actually. I was gonna unplug it to show you, but you can pass the wires through this thing. This thing isn't like 100% sealed up. That's what this little dude's for. So what we're gonna do at this point, we're gonna take our wires. We're gonna see how everything follows in the door. Now, this part I really can't show you because I need to get inside of the door, and I'm not gonna get the camera in there. But there's a hole. I'm gonna go in probably here. You want to stay out of the window track, which is over here, which should be fine. But we're gonna run in here and then go hard here. Then I'm gonna run through here. Now, going through the door boot, there's about a million ways you can do it. Usually I'll use project wire, mechanics wire, whatever you want to call it. And we will use that when we go from this side of the truck to the driver's side of the truck. But for now, this is a different way to do it. Take a screwdriver. I have this screwdriver in the door boot to give us a path, a straight path. Take your wires. We're gonna tape them to our screwdriver. So I'm not gonna lie, this part kind of sucked a little bit, but this is where you want to start using your mechanics wire or project wire, whatever you want to call it. I'm not, so that's kind of what made my life a little on the miserable end of things. But like you can see, those wires pass through this collar real easy. They go in here. I have this thing in the way, so I pulled that back. It's just basically all these little connectors are Christmas treed in to the cab. And then you go through this hole up to there, pull it through there. And now really we can put this whole door back together. We can get our life in order and all this extra harness. This guy's gonna snap in. Before you snap this thing in, put your bushing on. We already put this one on. Now there's about a million different ways you can go about mounting the module. What I'm gonna do with my module is I'm gonna clean this surface off real good right here. I'm gonna put good double-sided stick tape here, and that's where I'm gonna stick my module. And then I will kind of clean up the wires and probably end up in this area here. There's a little channel here, and then that'll kind of keep them in line. You don't want that module rattling around in the door, making a bunch of noise. It'd be annoying, so that's my solution. They give you enough zip ties. You could even zip tie it like to this piece of foam right here if you wanted to. And actually what I should do is I could double-sided sticky tape it inside this void and rather than up under here, because right here you have gravity working against you, so maybe that's what I'll do. But anyway, there's about a million different ways you can go about this. Just make sure that it is attached and it's not going to rattle and it's not going to, you know, be annoying, because that wouldn't be much fun. Take this, whether it's here, I think I like that better. I like that a lot better. I set you guys down for a minute and tied up some loose ends. I got the wires run from that side to this side ran them underneath here, underneath the carpet. This side ran down, I was showing you through the boot, came down, tied them in here. I'm still gonna tie them up and make them a little cleaner, probably shove them behind the carpet. But I tied the two oranges together to make one, seeing as how the oranges is gonna be running light, and then you have your left and right turn. All right guys, now obviously it's been a couple days. Wiring the turn signals in the mirrors. Why it took me a couple days to show you this? Well, I wasn't sure how I was gonna show you how I did it, because Boost Auto has a really good video on installing these, and it's really straightforward going to your turn signal marker light, right? Straightforward. With a test light, you can't screw that up. Keep that in mind, okay? Now we got everything working. And here's the big hang up. The big hang up is I didn't want to run those wires through the engine bay. I don't want to see them, I don't want to deal with them, whatever. So I did this. I went to the back of the Tip'em. See it tied in there? Let me be 100% clear, okay? This might not be their recommended way of wiring these lights in. I'm kind of going off the cuff here and doing it my way. If you are not 100% confident doing it this way, don't. If you do it this way and something screws up, not my problem. I am showing you how I did it. They have their own way. I want to make that clear. But if you decide to do it this way, here's how I did it. You pull a Tip'em up, and you have, if you can see that connector right there, it's the third one down from the top. It looks like D, okay? The two bottom wires on D are your turn signals, left and right. You come over here to your main blue. You have a yellow, or a white, excuse me, white with a yellow stripe coming out of that for your marker lights. That's where I tied in the marker lights. And they work great. I have the marker lights on now, and then turning the hazards on, because I don't want to mess with the whole left turn signal, right turn signal, back and forth. That one's working. And that one's working. So, this was why it kind of took me a minute to show you the wiring on it, because I didn't really know how to show you the wiring on it. Quite frankly, I didn't really want to show you the wiring on it. I would have liked to have been able to show you how they recommended you do it. But like I said, I don't want to do it that way. So, that's my little detour in the video. We'll get back to the rest. Like I was saying, now that we're all done wiring these things, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to see everything work. So, the way the switchbacks work in the lights, like I was telling you, we'll come in here, turn our running lights on. So, hope it shows up on camera. So we have, obviously, our fog lights, these running lights in here working, and then a running light on the mirror works. Now, when we turn the turn signal on, the white goes away, and you're, let's stay on there. The white goes away. Now you have a turn signal. Turn signal on the truck still works. Turn signal on the mirror still works. Come in, turn your turn signal off. If I can reach it, not take you guys away. Boom, back to white. Make sure the other side works too. Oh yeah, look at that. Turn signal there. Turn signal there. Blinking its little life away. And this one's still white, just like it should be. And then back to white. Back to white. So that right there isn't the coolest part of the mirrors. The coolest part of the mirror is the power folding feature. So how this works, there are no extra knobs or buttons or anything you have to do for the power folding mirror. What you do have to do is you need your selector on the driver's window, and it's a sequence. Left, and you're gonna, okay, and it's a sequence, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because you're gonna hear a beep. We go left, left, right, right. Oops. Hear that beep? That means it's active. Now I push down. Both sides fold in. Push up. And both sides fold out. Now, in order to get back to your adjustment, you do the same. Left, left, right, right. And you hear it beep. Or you just let it time out. But either way, that's how that works. So that's it. That's the install of these Boost Auto mirrors. These things are awesome. I am super, super, super happy about having them done. The paint match turned out pretty good. I love the switchbacks. The fact that they're power folding is super, super cool. And as far as I know, nobody else is doing that. So by far, one of the coolest things you can do is install a set of these mirrors. If you are curious about them, I will put some links down in the description of this video. Go check them out. They're super cool to work with. The company, it's really cool. So I will say, as far as the build quality on them, aside from them not being a factory mirror, you wouldn't know the difference. These things are solid. We do have them on another truck. They're not as loaded as these, but we do have them on another truck, and they've been holding up really good. They're still rock solid. They don't vibrate. Like everything about aftermarket mirrors that you hate, these don't do. So go check them out. Go check them out. I can't say that enough. If you do notice, I will say this. If you notice that this isn't there, it's not that because I broke them or they didn't come with mirrors. I am adding puddle lights. They just haven't showed up yet. So we'll be wiring puddle lights into these mirrors, and I'll show you how to do that when that time comes. But for now, this is where we're gonna end off. Guys, thank you for watching as always. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one.